Welcome back, Focus Learners, to another explainer. Today, we are unpacking the absolute wild, highly strategic trajectory of Jimmy Donaldson, better known to literally everyone as MrBeast. If you want to know how modern digital empires are built from absolute scratch, well, you're in the right place. Let's dive right in.
Picture this, it's 2012, and Jimmy is a 13-year-old kid who is just crippled by extreme shyness. We're talking so introverted that he'd pull his baseball cap way down over his face just to avoid talking to people. And today, he's MrBeast, the world's biggest YouTuber, and honestly, a modern billionaire mastermind. So you gotta ask yourself, how does someone terrified to speak in public become the most watched face on the planet? Well, it all kicked off when that shy kid decided to start talking to a camera instead of people. Section 1. The shy boy behind MrBeast. Okay, to really understand the titan he is today, we have to look back at the difficult origins that forced an obsessive 13-year-old onto the internet in the first place.
Back in 2007, his parents went through a messy divorce after an abusive relationship, leaving his single mom to raise him and his brother. He was a pretty lonely kid, often home alone while his mom worked. So he poured all that obsessive energy into baseball, until he hit a massive, devastating roadblock at age 15. He started losing weight rapidly and had severe abdominal pain. Doctors diagnosed him with Crohn's disease. It's a chronic condition, and it left him so weak he had to literally give up his baseball dreams entirely. Heartbroken, he channeled all of that obsessive energy straight into YouTube. Fast forward to age 17, and boom, the breaking point. His mom gave him a strict ultimatum: go to college or move out. With zero other options to pursue his passion, Jimmy actually faked going to college while secretly making YouTube videos the whole time. And look, he didn't start out with some multi-million-dollar studio setup. No way. He was filming on a basic Windows phone at a super crunchy 480p resolution, editing on his brother's clunky old laptop. His mom didn't even know. She thought he was just chatting with friends. But Jimmy knew he needed better gear to level up. So get this. He painstakingly saved $1 single at a time over the next year to buy basics: a slightly better laptop, a mic, some lights, and eventually annoyed his parents enough to get him a secondhand iPhone. I mean, that is just pure, raw drive.
Section 2. Cracking the viral code. So how exactly did he break out of the obscurity of his bedroom? Let's look at those breakthrough moments where Jimmy realized that extreme effort scales up perfectly. 40 hours. Just let that sink in for a sec. 40 hours. This was the ultimate light bulb moment. Jimmy and his buddy Chris were binge watching the anime Naruto. That show has 700 episodes? Jimmy couldn't pull himself away, so he came up with a crazy idea he could film while watching. He turned on the camera and just began counting, from 1 all the way to 100,000. It took him a grueling 40 consecutive hours to finish, and when he hit upload, the sheer audacity of the task was so nuts that it pulled in 5 million views in just 5 days. After grinding out more than 400 videos on the platform, he had finally actually gone viral.
He realized he had cracked the code right then and there. To succeed, he had to do incredibly interesting, borderline unbelievable things that required just absurd amounts of effort. I mean, he followed up by counting to 200,000. He placed a microwave inside another microwave and turned it on. He built these massive castles out of plastic cups. He was doing things that literally forced people to stop scrolling and click. These distinctive stunts, they're what rocketed him from absolute zero to that magical 1 million subscriber mark by 2017.
Section 3. The philanthropy feedback loop. Reaching 1 million subs is amazing, but how do you turn that into a global empire? Well, this brings us to the financial mastermind aspect of his content.
So in 2017, Jimmy lands his first big brand deal. A company called Quid offered him $5,000. But Jimmy, being Jimmy, countered. He asked for $10,000 and promised the brand the video would go absolutely viral. And they agreed. Step 2, instead of pocketing the cash, he walked right out and handed the entire $10,000 to a homeless man while Chris filmed. Step 3, the video goes live, and exactly as he promised, it absolutely explodes. Step 4, because of that massive success, more brands wanted in, bringing bigger deals. And he just kept spinning the wheel. He gave $10,000 to Twitch streamers, another $10,000 to a pizza delivery guy, and eventually $100,000 to his own mother to pay off her mortgage. He was literally donating all the money from one video to fund the next. It was this never-ending cycle of viral philanthropy. But why did this work so flawlessly? Well, it taps into what's known as the warm glow effect. Giving away giant bags of money to random people was such a unique concept back then, viewers just couldn't resist clicking.
But they stayed because watching someone in need react to sudden massive good fortune creates a really positive emotional response in the brain. He was perfectly hooking his audience emotionally, generating massive ad revenue, and then immediately reinvesting every single penny to make the next video even crazier. Section 4. The masterclass in retention. Because, let's be real, relying on good feelings alone isn't enough to become the biggest in the world. So let's dive into the highly technical, practically scientific strategies MrBeast used to turn stunts into a formula that dominated the entire industry. Jimmy knew his early thumbnails were kind of rough, right? They lacked strategic design. So he started literally hacking click-through rates using psychology. First up, the no clutter format. Think about his 24-hour solitary confinement video. A super clean layout automatically pulls your eyes straight to the main character. Next is the small and big strategy. Remember when he built the world's largest Lego tower? He put that massive tower in the background and made himself tiny in the foreground. Our brains automatically know the size of a human, so seeing an object dwarf a person shocks the mind and almost forces you to click. And finally, color theory. He'd go out of his way to paint a background wall black just so his bright orange shirt would pop off the screen, even if the walls in the actual video were white. It's genius.
But hey, getting the click is only half the battle. If people leave, the video flops. According to leaked internal documents, Jimmy created this exact minute-by-minute retention matrix. On standard videos across the platform, 30 to 50% of the audience drops off in the first minute. So from 0 to 10 seconds, he instantly delivers on the title's promise. If the video says he's helping 1,000 deaf people hear, that first person gets their hearing aid in the first 10 seconds. Boom, promise kept. Then, from minutes 1 to 3, he uses crazy progression, moving the story at breakneck speed to lock you in. Right at the 3-minute mark, he throws in a re-engagement twist. He drops a house from a crane or adds a random rule change to shock anyone who might be losing focus. Minutes 3 to 6 are all fast, emotional content, followed by another sharp hook at minute 6. Finally, he gives you a satisfying resolution, and then abruptly ends the video. Literally cuts to black immediately. No long goodbyes. He doesn't want to lose a single second of audience retention at the end. It's calculated brilliance, for sure.
Section 5. Surviving the ultimate crisis. Okay, so these retention strategies worked flawlessly. By 2024, he crossed 300 million subscribers, launched massive brands like Feastables and ViewStats. He was at the absolute peak. But, every empire faces a true test. Let's look at the severe narrative tension that hit him out of nowhere in mid-2024. In what felt like an instant, the internet totally turned on him. A former employee named Dawson French released 2 videos making some incredibly heavy allegations. French claimed that MrBeast used fake CGI in his videos, that the Beast Philanthropy channel was completely faking its charities, and that the massive prize money in his challenges was never actually given to the winners. The impact was instant, and it was devastating. Those videos wrapped up over 10 million views and sparked a massive uproar. Millions of dislikes flooded MrBeast's channel, the hashtag #BoycottMrBeast was trending globally, and major brands canceled deals worth millions. Everyone really thought the downfall of YouTube's king was actually happening.
So, what did Jimmy do? His approach was defined by maturity and strategic silence. He didn't panic. He didn't rush to the camera to scream and defend himself. He just waited. He let the community do the heavy lifting. Eventually, an independent channel called Soggy Cereal dropped a highly detailed video debunking almost all of Dawson's claims. For instance, they proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that this massive shredder Dawson claimed was CGI was actually 100% real. Jimmy let the facts speak for themselves before he ever said a word. And when he finally did speak out, he sat down for this measured 2-hour podcast where he addressed every single claim using hard facts. Take the fake charity allegation. He laid out the reality. Beast Philanthropy is a registered nonprofit. All of its accounts are publicly audited and available for literally anyone in the world to double-check. He proved the charity was entirely legit. And right after this filter-free, comprehensive response, Dawson French basically disappeared from the internet. By relying on audited facts and keeping his cool, MrBeast regained his fans' trust and survived the biggest crisis of his entire career. Which brings us to exactly where he stands today. $1 billion. That is MrBeast's estimated net worth right now. He took the revenue from his YouTube dominance, his Feastables brand, and that insane audience retention strategy and parlayed it straight into mainstream media. He recently secured a massive $100 million deal to create a show with Amazon Prime, Unreal. So, it leaves us with one big question.
Is Jimmy Donaldson the most legendary entertainer of our generation? It's honestly awe-inspiring to think that this global billion-dollar digital empire was built by a shy, introverted kid with Crohn's disease who was once too terrified to speak a few words in public. He didn't just play the game of internet fame. He took the rulebook and completely rewrote it, using relentless passion and mathematical precision. What do you think his ultimate legacy will be? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, Focused Learners. Keep asking questions, keep studying, and I will see you in the next one.